Hello everybody and welcome to my week 4 video review for Project 4. This week I'm going to start out once again with what didn't really go so well, and it was kind of a myriad of issues. To start off with, well, I wasn't really calling my functions right, so way down below when I was console logging them, I'd check Firefox and lo and behold I'd be returning functions and not actual information, which was problematic since I really didn't know what the issue was. But thankfully, with a little help from Mr. Lewis, I was able to figure that out and was actually calling my return values instead of returning functions. The next issue that I had was actually figuring out some of these problems. Not all of them are easy, and some of them took quite a bit of thought. The one that I had the most problem with probably was a tie between the email one, which I'm actually still not certain I have working completely right, and the sort array for the objects. That took a lot of research, and it took a while to finally find some information that really helped. There were some other ones that were a little bit iffy, but for the most part they weren't all too bad. I found the ones that actually were the easiest for the most part, and what I had an easy time with this week was pretty much the math ones. Those ones actually came really easy to me. There wasn't too much of an issue with them, and it took a little bit of research, but nothing too much, and I was able to figure them out pretty quick. And another thing that went well this week was actually the flowchart. After last week it being, well, let's just say a little difficult, this week actually, with a few minor hiccups here and there, it was actually a lot easier to get the flowchart constructed. The only one I had issues with was kind of figuring out how to do the whole function inside of a function part for the one problem, which I'm hoping I was able to figure it out, but that one was probably the trickiest part of all the code being flowcharted this week. So moving forward, it's pretty clear that this week's assignment is actually a really good, well, library and toolkit for us moving into the future. We have code now that we can pretty much edit at whim and easily translate into other projects if we need to down the road. And looking back, this, again, sort of like last week, using everything we've learned up until then, it's now just a full culmination of everything to make ourselves a library that's going to help us in the future. So this week was basically the week of remembering everything we did before and just making our lives a little bit easier going into the future. Through this entire course, I have to say, I'm not really sure if I'd call it an aha moment, but I found that after probably the first couple days of kind of, looking over the JavaScript and kind of getting a feel for the code, it wasn't really a foreign language anymore. It was kind of came naturally. Sometimes I had to sit back and kind of take a couple deep breaths or go for a walk or something like that just to kind of get my attention away from it. Or if you work at a boring job like me sometimes, just kind of daydreaming at work and kind of thinking through your code and grabbing a piece of paper and kind of just going through it and writing down what you need to do. Especially this week, I found having a notebook next to me, it was a wonderful thing because some of the problems I could go, okay, I need to do this, this, and this, and then I was able to actually plan my code around just those few little notes I took and solve the issues in my problems a lot easier just doing it that way. Sometimes just staring at a screen for hours on end isn't going to do too much, and it probably is just going to lead to a lot more frustration. Something that I am guilty of this semester, or course I should say. And moving forward though, now I know if I'm stuck on something, the best thing to do is just take a few minutes, walk away, or grab a notebook and jot down some information of what you need your stuff to do, and just go from there. Hopefully it helps, and I hope I am in classes with everyone moving forward, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.